Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your Superintendent, Lieutenant General Bob Caslin.
Go ahead.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Woo. One of my all-time favorite movies is the Rocky movie. I didn't ask him to have the Rocky music in the background, but, I remember from Rocky 1, when old Rocky was getting ready to, go boxing in the big leagues, he had this girlfriend by the name of Adrian. And Adrian had a brother by the name of Paulie. And Paulie had a meat factory, and he had all this meat that was hanging. And Rocky went to visit Paulie one time, and he was getting close to Adrian. And when Rocky was visiting Paulie said, "Hey, Rocky, what's up between you and my sister?" And Box of Rocks Rocky Balboa, said something that was pretty amazing. He said, "Well, Paulie, it goes like this. I got gaps, and she's got gaps. But together, we have no gaps. No gaps." So that's what tonight is all about. Tonight, we look at our future, we look at where we are today, we look at our past, we bring it all together under some symbolism, and we have no gaps. Hey, I'd like to welcome all of you. I want to give a special thanks to Boo Corrigan and the athletic department for putting on such a special night. Thank you very much. It's really fantastic. So why are we here tonight? Tonight we get to look at ourselves and we get to see who we really are, and then we look at the history of who we are in relationship to not only our history, where we've been, where we are today, but where we're going to beat Navy. I'll guarantee it. This unveiling has been a 2-year process. And the research that has been done has been significant. Not only have they researched with the Corps, with many of you, the Corps cadets, they have researched with our recent graduates, they've researched with our former graduates, they've researched with the American public. They've asked the question, who are you, West Point? Who are you, Army? And I think we have answered that question with what we're going to show you tonight. This is a significant 2-year process. I will give you a hint. We're going to show you in a second when we unveil it all. Well, I'll give you a hint. Do not listen to the press, because the press, in this case, did not get it right. So I'm going to turn it over to the video and let the show begin, and go Black Knights. Hooah. Reach into the future, yet never neglect the past. Spoken by Douglas MacArthur.
Reach into the future.
Reach into the future.
Reach into the future.
Reach into the future.
Reach into the future, yet never neglect the past.
Yet never neglect the past.
Yet never
Never neglect the past. Yet never neglect the past.
We're a very historic institution. We've been around for 213 years, and we really wanted marks that were going to reflect that.
I don't see it as a big change because it really brings us back to our roots.
Army West Point is who we are as a school, as a part of the nation.
It is time to write the next chapter.
It is time
To write the next chapter.
It is time
It is time.
It is time to write the next chapter.
And now, please welcome your Director of Athletics, Boo Corrigan.
Not only do I get introduced, I got theme music when I come out here. So thank you all very much for being here. We could not be more excited about what's going on. I've been here for about 4 years, a little bit over 4 years in West Point terms, 49 months, so maybe I'm a turn back is what I am right now. But as we look at, yeah, I like that. As we look at what's going on here, we could not be more excited about what it is when we hear the superintendent talk about embracing who we've been and looking forward to where we're going. That's what these marks are about. It's a special night for all of us here to be here with you, to share this. We've gone through this journey for about 24 months, and it hasn't been easy, and there's been a lot of changes. But throughout the entire process, there's been a great teammate that I've had an opportunity to work with. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could introduce Mr. Todd Van Horn from Nike.
Thank you, everybody. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here to represent Nike and all the hundreds of innovators that are back at the Nike campus, designing and creating the products of performance that you're about to see tonight. It's also an honor to represent this great collaboration with Army West Point, the history, the heritage, and Nike as true innovators in sports apparel and uniforms. Nike's mission is to bring innovation and inspiration to every athlete in the world, and if you have a body, you are an athlete. It's with that intent that we embarked on this 24-month journey carefully every step of the way to deliver what you're about to see. Nike's innovation in terms of performance uniforms, the inspiration of Army West Point, the history and the heritage, truly respecting the past, yet representing the future. I'm going to introduce somebody in a couple of minutes who's going to talk through the details about the consistency that you'll see in fonts, in logos, in symbols, representing duty, honor, and country. We've adopted him as our latest designer on our Nike team. He's your head. He's the coolest colonel that's ever come to the Nike campus. It's your head of Department of History. Without further ado, please welcome Colonel Tigh Sejuli. Go Army, beat Navy.
Cool. Yeah, great. Woo! I got to tell you, the bar for being the coolest colonel at Nike is really low. Really low. I am so excited to be here today. I've been part of the coalition. I teach mill art. I'm part of the coalition that has come up with the Nike team, and they have done an amazing job. And so my job today is to teach you or to tell you about what these mean, about what I see, about what I feel. And what we decided when they were going through this is, what is it that makes the United States Military Academy? What is it that makes Army? What is it that makes West Point? And this symbol, to me, is who you are, it's who I am, it's who we are. So right now I've got this laser pointer that's almost like a lightsaber. So I'm gonna show you the first thing, and that's the sword. That sword stands for action, ready for battle, ready for war. It's lethal. It shows our tenacity. That sword is the action that each one of you is willing to do when you fight for your nation, and when you fight on the fields of friendly strife, and when you fight in the rink. That sword is about your duty, the duty as a soldier, duty. The next is Athena's helmet, a goddess. That's right, our helmet has always been for a goddess. And if you look at that, it means intellect. It means the scholar that each one of you have when you go in the classroom. When you succeed, that is that wisdom that you have there. And that's what we have here. The soldier, the scholar, that's there. But it's more than just that, it's the character. That's what Athena tells us, because a soldier going to battle without the proper character is worth nothing. It has to have character to make the right decisions on the battlefield. And so Athena's helmet tells us we must have wisdom, we have to have character and intellect. The helmet is honor. The next thing we have is the star, and the star has several meanings. The first is, for those of you that have the letter sweater, there's a star on there. And those two stars mean that you have beat Air Force and beat Navy. Right on, brothers and sisters. So what that star means is that excellence, that winning spirit. Moreover, that star also represents, for me as a historian, if you can imagine tanks and trucks and airplanes and half-tracks rumbling across Europe in World War II, what did they have? They had that white Army star on there. And that star then represents the Army, our past and our future glory. That's what that star means. The star also means sacrifice. And many of you who have parents or loved ones that are at war know that there's a little flag with a blue symbol, that blue star in the middle that shows that we are sacrificing, that a loved one is downrange. It's a sacrifice that each one of you make, whether it's getting ready for a term-end exam or getting ready to play a sport. It's the sacrifice that you have made to come to West Point. You're not at Enormous State University going to a fraternity or sorority party. You're here at West Point. That star represents your sacrifice. The star finally represents the flag. You come from 50 states in this country. That's the way Congress set it up. 50 states that you make up, and that star is part of the flag that represents the country that we fight for. There's the star. Here, you'll notice the plumes. There are 13. There are 13 stripes on that helmet that refer back to the original 13 states, the 13 stripes on the flag. The star and the stripes together, country. And that's the final symbol, the shield. And I'm wearing that shield right now in my colonel's rank. Why? Because it protects the eagle. The Great Seal of the United States has an eagle and it has a seal to protect it. So what does that shield mean to you? Country. So what do I see when I see this? I see United States, military, academy. I see duty, honor, country. Next slide, please. So who are we? We are the United States Army with a mission to protect and defend the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That's our mission. And West Point's mission is to provide leaders of character for the U.S. Army. There's no difference. We are Army, we are West Point. We are Athens, we are Sparta, we are soldier, we are scholar, and we are Army West Point. Right on. Woo! That's who we are. Next slide, please. This is our lettering. And if you can recognize what it is, it's stenciling. And stenciling to me means pride. Pride. Because when I was a lieutenant, my specialist would put a stenciling on the tank that I was driving, that was my tank, and he would paint on there with that stenciling his name. Specialist Ramirez was the driver's name. And then he would put my name on there, Lieutenant Sigilly. It meant I owned that tank. That specialist owned that tank. And when you put Army West Point on your jerseys, when you put Army West Point wherever you happen to go, it means that you take pride in wearing the uniform of the Army West Point of the United States Army. Good. Next slide, please. So who are we? You have not heard this before. Guess what's up there? Black Knights. We are Army West Point. Yes? We are the Black Knights. We are the cadets. And we are the Corps. So all of you, you're all of them. And depending on the place and the time, we're going to use all of those. Next slide. The Classic A. For those of you that win a letter, you wear that Classic A on that letter sweater. And I've seen the picture of Dwight Eisenhower in 1915, exactly 100 years ago, wearing that same exact Classic A, that gray A on his letter sweater. It goes back to the turn of the 18th to the 19th century. or 19th to the 20th century. That's what it is. And this classic A represents to me the winning spirit and a reach to our past. It also means to me what you wear to the classroom, because that's where I see it. When I'm teaching mill art, I see cadets wearing that in the classroom. It means excellence in everything we do. Next slide, please. Army West Point, that's who we are. When I see this, what it reminds me of is what Douglas MacArthur said, those 3 hallowed words. When I see this, I feel it. And when I see you, every one of you, I'll tell you what I see. And what I want to do now is I want to hear it. Cadets, on your feet. I want you to say with me those 3 hallowed words that Douglas MacArthur said in 1962 about this institution. Repeat after me. Duty. Duty. Honor. Honor. Country. Country. That's who we are.
Introducing the MC for tonight's fashion show, your brigade tactical officer, Colonel Steve Merkel.
He's here. Hell yeah. Woo! Oh, hell yeah. Hey, I say hell, you say yeah. Hell. Hell. I say go, you say Army. Go. Hell. Go. Hell. Oh, yeah. And to think, Sister Dolores told my mother back in the 2nd grade I was never going to amount to a hill of beans. Woo! Hell yeah! Hey, welcome. Welcome to the Army West Point Fashion Show. Hey, now we all have waited a long time for tonight, and we've got a special treat for you all. Here in just a moment, you're going to see your Army athletes displaying our new mark. So, sit back, get comfortable, and let's get started. Hey, let's begin with your Army West Point volleyball team. Hey, please welcome Cadet Vanessa Edwards and Cadet Olivia Fairfield. Hey, now before the show, I asked Vanessa and Olivia to describe their team in one word. Without hesitation, they said, "We are optimistic." Addie, no matter what the situation is, our team always stays positive and makes the most of every opportunity. Coach Alma Kovaci, you done great with these ladies. Hell yeah. One last hand for our Army West Point volleyball athletes. Next out on the runway, our athletes from the Army West Point men's soccer team. Oh yeah. Please welcome Cadet Nick Williams and Cadet Brick Vasic. Oh yeah. Hey, now earlier I asked Nick and Brick to describe Coach Russell Payne in one word. Without hesitation, they both said, focused. He always has a plan for the future, whether it's the next training session or the next season. Adds a whole new meaning to no pain, no gain. Give it up for your Army West Point men's soccer athletes. Hey, how about we bring out our athletes from the Army West Point women's track and field team. Megan Hilla. Oh, yeah. Haley's a sprinter, and Megan's one of our high jumpers. Hey, now when I asked Haley and Megan to describe Coach Mike Smith in a single word, they chose relentless. Adding the whether it's designing tough workouts to put us through our paces or preparing us to beat Navy, our coach is clear about one thing. We will compete with everything we've got. Hell yeah, Coach. One last hand for our Army West Point women's track and field athletes. Oh yeah, here we go. Next out on the runway, our athletes from our Army West Point men's lacrosse team. Oh yeah. Hey, please welcome Cadet John Boom Boom Glessner and Cadet Al Tats and Chains DeStefano. Hey, now when I asked John and Al to describe their team in a single word, they said, hey, we're a bunch of sickos. Oh yeah, we're the hardest hitting, most physical team in NCAA lacrosse. Opposing teams come to Mikey Stadium knowing that they'll leave physically exhausted, having been punished by all 16 ounces of black, gold, and gray whoopers. And you think Coach Joe Alberici doesn't have his hands full with these guys? Give it up for our Army West Point men's lacrosse athletes. Next are the athletes from our Army West Point men's basketball team. Oh yeah. Give it up for Cadet Dylan Cox and Cadet Kyle K-Dodd Wilson. Oh yeah. Hey, now when I asked Dylan and K-Dot to describe Coach Zach Spiker, they snickered and said, that's easy, high energy. Because they've never seen him without a ton of passion and energy, and they added that they wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't even sleep. Hey, Coach, appreciate what you do, and thanks for the first winning season in 28 years. Hell yeah, give it up for your Army West Point men's basketball athletes. Next, let's bring on our athletes from the Army West Point softball team. Oh yeah. Please welcome Cadet Alex Gaff and Cadet Casey McCravey. Hey, these two cover the corners on first and third base, respectively. Now, when I asked Alex and Casey to describe their team, they said the Army West Point softball team is tenacious. Regardless of the score or situation, we never quit. We are patient and we never tire, so you never count us out. Give it up for your Army West Point softball athletes. Oh yeah, here's the one we waited for. Finally, we have the Giants of the Gridiron, the heroes of the Hudson. That's right, it's the athletes from your very own Army West Point football team. Please welcome Cadet AJ Sticksure, Chris Juice Carnegie, Josh J. Twice Jenkins, and Matt Big G. Genta. Hey, now when I asked AJ, Chris, Matt, and Josh to give me a single word to describe Coach Monken, they unanimously agreed with tough. They added the coach believes in physical and mental toughness, and he demonstrates them every day. They said Coach envisions a better future, and he has the team working hard to get there. Hell yeah, Coach. Beat Navy. Give it up for your Army West Point football athletes. Hey, now before I bring our athletes back on stage, I want to remind everyone that after the show, when you exit the rear of the auditorium, just go downstairs to Crest Hall, and you will receive your very own shirt with the new Army West Point mark. And now, I'd like to call our athlete models back out on stage. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause to all of our models this evening. What a terrific job. Thank you all for being a part of this exciting and historic night. The future of Army athletics has never looked brighter. This concludes tonight's show, and as always, go Army, beat Navy!